What if I told you that everything you've been hearing about Ripple, XRP, and the Supreme Court case was just part of a much bigger scheme? What if the truth behind XRP's legal battle and its future in the crypto world is something none of us were prepared for? You've seen the headlines, heard the rumors, and maybe even felt the excitement or anxiety about Ripple's fight for legitimacy, but now it seems like the court case, which many thought would finally clarify everything, is just the tip of the iceberg. Hold on to your seats because we're diving deep into what could be the most shocking revelation in the history of digital currency. XRP for years has been shrouded in controversy. It was hailed as the cryptocurrency that could revolutionize cross-border payments, yet its journey has been far from smooth. From the moment it was released, XRP was scrutinized, attacked, and misunderstood by the public and regulatory bodies alike. But now, it seems like the Supreme Court has uncovered something that nobody saw coming, something bigger, deeper, and more intricate than we could have imagined. Now, I know many of you have been following this saga closely, waiting for a final judgment, hoping that once the dust settles, everything will become clear. But what if this is all part of a larger plan, one that's been unfolding for years right under our noses? What if the court's ruling isn't just about Ripple versus the SEC, but about something that could reshape the entire future of the financial system? Let me break it down for you. The moment XRP hit the market, it wasn't just a cryptocurrency. It wasn't just another project in the sea of blockchain ideas. It was designed from the very beginning to challenge the traditional financial system. Ripple Labs, the company behind XRP, made no secret of their ambitions to create a system that would make traditional banks and financial institutions obsolete. XRP was not about decentralization in the way Bitcoin and Ethereum were. Instead, it was about efficiency, speed, and scalability, traits that could disrupt the global financial infrastructure. And this, right here, is where things get tricky. When Ripple started to gain traction, so did its enemies. The traditional financial world felt threatened by what Ripple was offering, and it didn't take long for the regulatory bodies to take notice. The SEC became the most vocal opponent, accusing Ripple of conducting an unregistered securities offering by selling XRP. This accusation was a bombshell. It was enough to send shockwaves through the entire crypto industry, shaking investor confidence and setting the stage for a drawn-out legal battle that many believed would decide XRP's fate. But here's the kicker. What if the SEC's case wasn't just about stopping Ripple? What if this entire situation was orchestrated as part of a much bigger game? The SEC, Ripple, the courts, they were all just players in a larger chess match. And the true endgame, it's something much, much bigger than XRP itself. Let's go back and take a closer look at how this whole saga began. Ripple was founded in 2012 by Chris Larsen and Jed McCaleb, two Silicon Valley entrepreneurs. They had a vision of creating a digital currency that would solve one of the biggest problems in the financial world, cross-border payments. At the time, traditional banks took days to process international transactions with high fees involved. Ripple's idea was simple: create a faster, cheaper alternative that could facilitate international transfers in seconds, not days. But there was a problem. Ripple was centralized. Unlike other cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, XRP was controlled by Ripple Labs, and that led to concerns about its true decentralization. The SEC's case against Ripple was based on the claim that XRP was being sold as an unregistered security, meaning it should be subject to all the same regulations as traditional securities. This was the heart of the battle. Was XRP a security, or was it a utility token like Bitcoin? But the drama didn't stop there. As the case dragged on, the focus shifted from Ripple's actions to the larger question: what does this case mean for the future of cryptocurrencies as a whole? This wasn't just about XRP. This was about the future of digital finance and the role that governments and regulators would play in shaping it. And as the case unfolded, a shocking truth began to emerge. You see, the real reason this case has been dragged out for so long isn't because of technicalities or legal loopholes. It's because there's a hidden agenda at play. An agenda that not only involves Ripple, but also the largest players in global finance. Ripple isn't just fighting the SEC, it's fighting a system that's been in place for decades, one that has been slow to adapt to technological innovation, and one that fears losing control over the financial markets. The crypto world, and XRP in particular, are viewed by some as a threat to the old guard. Governments, central banks, and financial institutions are feeling the pressure. Traditional finance has been the backbone of the global economy for centuries, but now things are changing. Digital currencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Ripple have shown that there's a better way to transfer money, store value, and exchange assets. And the old financial system isn't going to give up its dominance without a fight. But here's the thing, it's not just about XRP, it's about the entire shift in the global financial system. The truth is, Ripple's case isn't just a legal battle, it's a battle for control over the future of money itself. And as the Supreme Court decision looms, the question isn't just whether XRP will win or lose, it's whether the traditional financial system can survive the disruption that's coming, or if it will be forced to evolve into something that aligns with the new world order of digital finance. So what does this all mean for you? What does it mean for the future of XRP, for Ripple, and for the global economy? Well, the truth is, no one knows for sure. The Supreme Court's decision will be a landmark moment, but it may not be the end of the story. In fact, it may be just the beginning. As we continue to watch this unfold, one thing is clear. And the true plan has always been much bigger than XRP. It's about control, power, and the future of finance. And the world is about to see whether the old guard can hold on to that power, or if new players like Ripple, XRP, and the broader crypto world will change everything forever. If you want to stay informed on what's happening next, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. You won't want to miss the next part of this deep dive, where we uncover more shocking truths about Ripple's plan, the court case, and what's really at stake for the future of money. As the tension around Ripple's legal battle continues to mount, many are starting to realize that this case is about much more than just the fate of XRP. It's about the future of money, banking, and how the financial world will operate in the coming decades. We've heard about how XRP was supposed to revolutionize cross-border payments, and we've seen how Ripple has pushed for institutional adoption. But what if the real plan behind Ripple's case goes far deeper than we've been led to believe? Now, the question on everyone's mind is, what is Ripple really trying to achieve? Is it just about winning the case? Or is there a larger strategy at play? What if Ripple's true goal is something that we, the public, haven't fully understood? The Supreme Court case might be the biggest piece of the puzzle, but what happens after it's over could be the true shock. Let's step back for a moment and consider how far Ripple has come. Since its inception, Ripple has been on a mission to challenge the financial establishment. The cryptocurrency was designed with one thing in mind: to solve the inefficiencies in the current financial system, particularly in international money transfers. Ripple's technology allows for instantaneous settlement of transactions across borders, and it does so in a way that traditional banking systems simply can't compete with. But here's the problem. The traditional banking system is huge, and it's powerful. It's not just a financial system, it's the backbone of the global economy. For Ripple to succeed, it had to break through an incredibly complex and heavily regulated industry. It wasn't going to be an easy task, and Ripple knew that from the start. But what if this battle wasn't just about creating a new way to send money? What if it was about shaking the very foundation of the financial world itself? For years, Ripple has been playing a high-stakes game with regulators, governments, and financial institutions. They've been walking a fine line between innovation and regulation, knowing that any wrong move could put them in jeopardy. Yet, they've continued to push forward, and their persistence has paid off. Ripple has established partnerships with some of the biggest names in finance, including Santander, American Express, and PNC Bank. They've been working on solutions that don't just replace traditional systems, they integrate with them. But as Ripple grew, so did the scrutiny. The SEC's case against Ripple, accusing the company of conducting an unregistered securities offering, wasn't just a random event.